Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Obey 8F Drafter in Grand Theft Auto Online. This is one of my favorite looking cars in the entire game. I think Rockstar did an absolutely fantastic job with the copyright infringement on this vehicle. I'm really excited to customize this thing. Let's get into it. Now, I've actually owned a couple of drafters before, very similar to the Schlagen GT. I don't know where they went, so I'm really lost, but anyway, I bought a new one, so we got one now for sure. And I'm excited to customize this thing. I've actually customized this before probably twice on the channel, I think, so nothing really new to see here for some of my older viewers, but if you guys are new, you might want to watch this. Armor all the way up, of course. The brakes, we are going to go all the way up as well. Now for the front and rear bumpers, we do have some good options here. I'm just going to go for the carbon front splitter on this thing. I kind of want to go for a more subtle build. Now for the rear diffuser, I think that we are probably going to go for the carbon custom because, I mean, it's carbon, looks good. For the engine, we are going to upgrade that all the way, of course. For the exhaust, we do have some good options here. I personally like the titanium tuner, so we're going to go for that, but I will show you the other options, of course. There are some more. Actually, you know what? Race exhaust. I like that a little better. Now for the grille, we can do a carbon grille, a chrome grille, performance, or a sports grille. The sports grille is like disgustingly ugly. I don't know what that like option is, so we're gonna go for the carbon grille because it looks really good. For the hood options, of course, we do have a few more. I really like the scooped hood on this car, so we're gonna go for that, but I will show you the rest of the options. We do have quite a few here. Some of these are really extreme, like the race hood. That looks absolutely crazy. I really do like that option, but we're going for a little bit more of a subtle build today, so we'll just go for the little hood scoop there. For the headlights, we will go xenon for sure. For the livery, we do have a bunch of options here. We can make this thing into a full-blown race car if we want to. I don't think that that's what we're going to do today. Like I said, we're going for a more subtle build, so we'll just stay away from that. Of course, we can add carbon mirrors, which we will do. I personally like to accent my cars with carbon a lot, if you guys couldn't tell. I think it looks really good, so that's the vibe we're on for today. So for the color of this vehicle, dark steel has just caught my eye for some reason. I really like that. There's a lot of really good color options for this vehicle. Rolled steel also looks really good. You know what? I think we're gonna go for rolled steel. That just caught my eye, and I feel like that just looks really good. So let's go for that. You never really see people use these sort of colors in GTA, so I kind of like to use them occasionally. I feel like they look pretty good. We can add a roof scoop, a carbon one, a roof spoiler, a tuner kit, or a racing kit. I wish that we could just add a carbon roof to this car, so I don't really think that we're going to upgrade any of these options. I'm not really sure where this roof scoop would go to, but I guess that's not for us to know. For roof accessories though, we do have a few options. We can add a roof rack if we want to. I'm not really a fan of it though, at least not right now. So we're just not going to add that. There's also vortex generators, but I don't really like the look of those either, so we'll just avoid it altogether. Now we can change the side skirts on this vehicle to carbon or have some sports skirts as well, or street. We're going to go for the sports skirts because the carbon skirts, there's a little too much carbon there for my liking, so this is a pretty good option. Now for the spoiler, we can add a small lip spoiler, a big lip spoiler, a carbon big lip spoiler as well. We do have several more spoiler options. The drift spoiler honestly is a pretty good looking one, but I don't feel like it fits with this car very well, so we're not going to go for that. I think we're just going to go for the small lip because it's pretty subtle and it looks pretty good in my opinion, so we'll just do that. We also do get the handling bonus for that, so I think it's good. For the suspension on this car, we have 6 options. We are going to lower it all the way down because I feel like it looks the best. It also cambers out the wheels a little bit, which is pretty cool. We will also put the super transmission in this thing. It has a super transmission option, so that's pretty cool. Turbo tuning as well for sure. And for the wheels, this is where things are going to get interesting. I'm wondering what rims to put on this. There are quite a few that look really good. I don't exactly know what to put on though. The Super Lux like kind of work with this, but at the same time I don't really like them. I think we're going to go into the street category and we're going to look in here because there's usually a lot of really good options within the street wheels. Let's take a look in here. The Mercy Concave are kind of calling my name, I'm not gonna lie. Let's grab those. Now for the wheel color, we could go black, and yeah, it looks really good, but I almost feel like if we go for like a slightly darker like steel color, like black steel, I think that kind of kind of looks good with the color that we went for, the rolled steel there. We're gonna go for black steel. It's something that I do occasionally just to kind of offset the color, but to kind of keep the same theme going, you know what I mean? Bulletproof tires, we will add those onto the car for sure, and wind deflectors is another option that we have here. Those are so ugly. I'm not putting those on the car, that's for sure. The windows though, we will tint those all the way out. And that's pretty much it for our build here, guys. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. We could have gone for a brighter color, but I feel like this is like more of a subtle look, and I really like it, honestly. So we're going to take this thing outside. We're going to do a sound test and a review as well. Car is looking mean. I like this, boys. I think this looks really sick. Let's see what it sounds like. Sounds really good. I think that this thing shares the same sound as the Schafter V12, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, or maybe it's a little bit of a modified sound of the Schafter. I think it sounds sick though, for sure, so that is pretty dope. I am a super huge fan of the 8F Drafter, man. I can't believe that I haven't had one in my garage for as long as I have now. Like I said, my cars just sort of disappear on me. Like, I literally don't know where they went. I promise that I didn't sell my Drafter, but anyway, bought a new one, so we're good now. We got a Drafter in the garage for sure, so that is good. As far as how the Drafter drives, it is an interesting car. It is, of course, four-wheel drive. It's based off of an Audi RS5 or an S5 in real life. I don't think there's going to be much debate about that in the comments down below. I think it's a great looking car for sure. It's got good customization and it has really good performance. Obviously, being that it is four-wheel drive, it does have a really good launch off of the line. In addition to that, it does have pretty good handling. My one complaint is that it does have a tiny bit of understeer, but I kind of expected it because it is a four-wheel drive car, and if you didn't know, usually four-wheel drive cars tend to have a little bit of understeer. So that is a bit of a thing with the 8F Drafter, albeit it is not a major issue at all whatsoever. It handles really well anyways, so it's not really an issue at all. The Drafter's acceleration is super good, even beyond just off the line. This thing does accelerate pretty hard. You can get going pretty quick as well. The top speed is not the greatest ever, however it's not the worst either. It's pretty darn good. I can't really complain about the Drafter performance wise because it's a very good car. It's not within the top 10 sports cars, but I would assume it's probably within the top 20 if not the top 30, which is pretty good considering the sports car class in GTA I think is the most densely packed class of cars. So I think there's about 70 to 90 cars within the class, so being in the top 30, that's honestly pretty impressive. It's pretty good. Overall, guys, the Drafter is a pretty fantastic car. I would recommend picking this thing up if you guys don't have one already. It is also a pretty good deal. This thing only costs around $700,000, which is not bad considering the overall performance of the vehicle. It is really good. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something about the Obey 8F Drafter, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.